Hey, y'all, come on in and grab a seat. I'm Whispers of Elders, and at 82 years young, I've seen a whole lot of life and a whole lot of love. Today, I want to sit down with you and talk about something that's been on my mind: relationships. More specifically, the biggest mistakes young folks like you make when you're trying to figure out this crazy thing called love. Now, I ain't here to point fingers or preach from some high horse. I'm just an old timer who's watched the world spin, picked up a few lessons along the way, and wants to pass them on to you. Love's a beautiful mess, ain't it? One minute you're floating on cloud nine, the next you're wondering how it all went sideways. I've seen couples make it through thick and thin, and others crash and burn before they even got started. And let me tell you, there's some common slip-ups I've noticed young people making over and over again. Maybe you're in a relationship right now, or maybe you're thinking about jumping into one. Either way, stick with me, because I'm going to share 6 big mistakes I've seen. And trust me, the last one might catch you off guard. So, pour yourself a sweet tea, get comfy, and let's chat. If you know someone who could use a little love advice straight from the heart, share this video with them. Let's dive in and figure out how to dodge these potholes on the road to a good relationship. Mistake 1: talking without really saying anything. Let me take you back to a little diner I used to hang out at in my younger days. Think checkered floors, jukebox in the corner, the works. There was this couple, Bobby and Sue, who'd come in every Saturday morning. They'd sit in the same booth, order the same pancakes, but you could tell something was off. Bobby'd mumble about his job, Sue'd nod without looking up from the coffee, and they'd both just exist there, never really talking. One day, I overheard Sue say, "You never tell me what's going on with you." And Bobby shot back, "Well, you never ask." Turned out they'd been tiptoeing around each other for months, not saying what was really on their minds. By the next spring, they were done. Here's the thing, y'all. Talking ain't the same as communicating. Young folks today, you're texting all the time. Emojis, LOLs, quick little how you doings. But are you really digging into the meat of it? Are you telling your partner when you're hurt, scared, or just plain ticked off? Or are you keeping it all locked up, hoping they'll figure it out like some kind of mind reader? Spoiler alert, they won't. I've learned over the years that a relationship's only as strong as the words you're willing to share. Take my nephew Jake. He and his gal Lori hit a rough patch 'cause he wouldn't tell her he was stressed about losing his job. She thought he was pulling away 'cause he didn't love her anymore. All it took was one real honest sit down, tears and all, for them to get back on track. But if he'd kept quiet, who knows where they'd be? So don't just talk at each other. Say what's real. Ask the hard questions. Listen like you mean it. 'Cause if you don't, those little silences turn into big old gaps you can't bridge. Real talk builds real love. Don't let the important stuff go unsaid. Question for ya. When's the last time you laid it all out there with your partner? Good, bad, and ugly. If this one's hitting home, drop a 1 in the comments below, y'all. And if you're liking this so far, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Let's keep this wisdom rolling. Mistake 2: looking for a fairy tale ending. Oh, I remember being young and starry-eyed, thinking love was going to be like something out of a Hollywood movie. Perfect kisses in the rain, no fights, just pure bliss. Let me tell you, That's a load of hogwash. I had a cousin, Ellie, who was dead set on finding her Prince Charming. She dated this fella, Dan, who was sweet as pecan pie. But he had his quirks, liked his truck more than most folks like their kids, and he wasn't big on flowers. Ellie dumped him because he didn't match her picture-perfect dream. Years later, she told me I should have stuck with Dan. He wasn't perfect, but he was real. Young folks, you gotta quit looking for some flawless soulmate who checks every box. That Instagram life you're scrolling through, it's fake. Real love's messy. It's burnt dinners, bad hair days, and arguing over who forgot to pay the cable bill. Expecting perfection sets you up to miss out on something good. I knew a gal named Tammy who almost let a great guy go because he didn't sweep her off her feet like the movies. But once she stopped waiting for fireworks every dang day and started loving him for his steady, quiet ways, they built something solid. Now they're married with 2 kids and a dog that chews everything. Love ain't about finding someone who's perfect. It's about finding someone you can laugh with when the imperfections show up. 'Cause trust me, they will. Fairy tales are for storybooks. Real love's better when you embrace the flaws. Question for ya: are you waiting for a perfect partner or loving the one you got warts and all? If this rings true, toss a 2 in the comments, folks. And don't forget to subscribe. More down-to-earth advice coming your way. Mistake 3, letting time slip through your fingers. Back when I was running around in my 30s, I thought I had forever. I'd tell my sweetheart, we'll take that trip to the Smoky Mountains next month. But next month turned into next year, and life just kept rolling. I see y'all doing the same thing now, working overtime, scrolling TikTok, chasing the American dream, and forgetting to just be with the one you love. There was this young couple down the street, Sam and Jenny, always busy, him with his startup, her with grad school. They'd wave as they rushed off, promising to catch up someday. Then one day, Sam told me Jenny moved out. Said they'd grown apart because they never made time to just sit and breathe together. Broke my heart. Time's the one thing you can't buy back, y'all. In this hustle-bustle world, especially here in the U.S. where we're always on the go, it's easy to think, I'll make time tomorrow. But tomorrow ain't promised. Those little moments, grilling burgers in the backyard, watching the stars, or just jawing about nothing, those are what glue a relationship together. Make time. Turn off the dang phone. Go for a drive down some back road and crank the radio. 'Cause when you're my age, looking back, you won't regret the emails you didn't answer. You'll regret the nights you didn't spend holding hands. Time's your most precious gift. Spend it with the one who matters. Question for ya: when's the last time you put everything aside and just hung out with your partner? If this one's making you think, drop a 3 in the comments and subscribe, y'all. Let's keep sharing the good stuff. Mistake 4, dodging the tough stuff. Now, here's a doozy. Thinking you can keep the peace by avoiding a fight. I knew a pair, Hank and Leela, who'd rather bite their tongues than argue. Hank hated how Lila spent hours on the phone with her mom, but he'd just grin and bear it. Lila couldn't stand Hank leaving his boots all over the house, but she'd sweep 'em up without a word. Looked calm on the outside, but inside, storm was brewing. One day, over something silly like a burnt casserole, it all blew up. Years of quiet gripes spilling out. They couldn't put it back together after that. Fights ain't fun, but dodging them's work. Young folks, you gotta quit thinking conflict's the enemy. It's just part of loving someone. The trick is fighting right. No yelling insults or dragging up old dirt. Just say what's bugging you and figure it out together. Me and my late partner, we had our spats. Once I got mad because she kept rearranging my toolbox. We hashed it out over coffee, and by the end, we were laughing about it. That's the thing. Fighting fair brings you closer because it shows you care enough to fix it. So don't sweep stuff under the rug. Speak up, clear the air. You'll be stronger for it. A good fight beats a silent grudge any day. Face the tough stuff head on. Question for ya. Are you sidestepping issues or dealing with them like a team? If this hits the spot, leave a 4 in the comments, y'all, and hit subscribe. More real talk coming up. Mistake 5. Putting yourself on the back burner. It's easy to get lost in love, ain't it? You're so wrapped up in us that you forget about me. I saw it with my buddy Ray's daughter, Claire. She was wild about this guy, dropped out of art school to move with him to Texas. Said she'd paint later, but later never came. She poured everything into him, his dreams, his life. And when they split, she didn't know who she was anymore. You gotta keep growing, y'all. A relationship's two people bringing their best selves to the table, not one giving up everything for the other. I reckon it's like a potluck. Everybody's gotta bring something to share. If you stop chasing your own passions, you're shortchanging yourself and your partner. My grandkid Nate got it right. He's a musician, and his girlfriend's a nurse. They cheer each other on. Him playing gigs, her saving lives. Keeps them excited about each other, 'cause they're both living full out. Don't let love swallow you whole. Keep your hobbies, your goals, your spark. It'll make you a better partner, I promise. Love don't mean losing yourself. Grow together, not apart. Question for ya. Are you still doing what lights you up, or are you letting it slide for the relationship? If this one's speaking to you, drop a 5 in the comments. And subscribe, folks. Let's keep this wisdom flowing. Mistake 6. Skipping the lessons life hands. Yeah, we all mess up, don't we? I sure did. Back in the day, I kept dating folks who didn't respect my time. Showing up late, canceling plans. Took me 3 heartaches to figure out I was picking the same type over and over. Once I learned to spot it and say nope, things changed. That's the kicker, y'all. Not learning from your slip-ups. Every relationship's got lessons if you're paying attention. Maybe you were too pushy last time, or didn't set boundaries. Maybe you ignored red flags 'cause you were smitten. Whatever it was, don't just shrug and move on. Figure out what it's teaching you. I knew a fella, Pete, who kept falling for gals who didn't want commitment. Broke his heart every time, but he jumped right back in without thinking. Finally, he took a breather, looked back, and realized he was chasing folks who weren't ready 'cause he didn't feel ready either. Changed his tune, and now he's with someone who's all in. Mistakes ain't failures, they're road signs. Learn them, and you'll steer better next time. Life's a teacher if you listen. Don't keep tripping over the same rock. Question for ya. What's one lesson your last relationship taught you that you're using now? If you're still here, toss a 6 in the comments, y'all. And subscribe. More golden nuggets headed your way. Well, there you have it. 6 big mistakes young people make in relationships. Straight from an old soul who's seen a thing or two. Love's a wild ride, but it don't have to be a wreck. If you can sidestep these traps, talking real, ditching the fairy tales, making time, facing fights, keeping yourself alive, and learning as you go, you're setting yourself up for something true and lasting. I'd love to hear from you now. What's one thing you're taking away from this today to use in your own love story? Drop it in the comments. I read every one, and it keeps me going. If this video hit the mark for you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little elder wisdom in their life. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. Till next time, love smart and keep your heart open.